Okay, so if you hear that ticking in the background, it's my toaster oven. It's 10:30 at night. It's the last day of school officially for you guys. It's May 27th, and I'm recording this, and I need to eat dinner. So I'm making myself some biscuits. Let me make this prettier, like less blurry. Okay, so if you're watching this, then you probably, ideally, would have already done the Khan Academy assignments that were about graphing and plotting them on a number line, and watch their video. I just thought that video really captured it and explained it all really well. So, but this is a chart that my students made in class when we were talking about inequalities. I clearly have still not learned how to space well. Now, this sign, and I know you guys call them the gator faces, but they're inequalities. Inequality. In, un, not, equality, equal. So inequalities, they're just two expressions that aren't equal. They're un or unequal. So when the sign is this way, this means less than or fewer than. Like 2 is fewer than or less than 3. All right, if the gator face is open this way, it's 3 is greater than 2, or 3 is more than 2. Now, when it has the line underneath it, it's inclusive. What does inclusive mean? It's including it. So it could be like 2 is less than or equal to 2. It's including the 2. 2 is less than or equal to 2. This sign is also at most or no more than. So 2 is no more than 2, or 2 is at most 2. Now, when you flip it with the line underneath it, it's also inclusive, meaning it's including it. It's or equal to, where these ones are exclusive. They're excluding. They're not including. So 3 is greater than or equal to 3. 3 is at least 3. 3 is no less than 3. So I just think that chart is just handy to have. I don't know. I just like it. So we're going to solve 5 problems in this video. We're going to do 1-step and 2-step inequalities. Now, it is important to know when solving inequalities, it's the same steps as solving equations. Step 1, lock up the variable. Step 2, draw the line. Step 3, combine like terms. How are we going to get this negative 24 to the right side? How are we going to get x by itself? You do the opposite. Add 24 to both sides. Well, that cancels out. Negative 24 plus 24 goes away. So it just leaves us with the x on this side. 9 plus 24 is 33. And just like equations, you can check it. Plug it back in. 33, because x is 33. 33 minus 24. What's 33 minus 24? 9. Is 9 greater than or equal to 9? Yes. Okay, so then you graph it on a number line. That's how we graph inequalities. Now, 33, I'm not going to start with 0 and go all the way to 33. I'll do 33 in the middle, 34, 35, 32, 31. So you need to realize, is it going to be an open or a closed circle? You can do it on the number line or above it. I'm going to do it above it just so we can see it better. Oh my goodness, guys, look, I wrote an equal sign. I wonder if any of you guys were like, that's not supposed to be an equal sign. It's not. Dang it. I hate when it's messy. You just bring down the inequality sign. Okay, there we go. So, when it's the line underneath it, that's inclusive. It's including 33. So it's a closed circle. Just think about it. You use more ink to draw the line. We use more ink to color it in. Now, x, the values of x, they're greater than or equal to. It's this skater face, this inequality. The values of x are greater than or equal to 33. Well, 34 and 35, those are greater than, so it's going to go to the right. I know a lot of you guys just view this as an arrow, like it's going to the right. That only works if the variable is on the left side. All right, so let's do another one. Negative 30 is less than, or negative 30 is fewer than, x over negative 4. So, negative 30 is less than some number divided by negative 4. If you read it the other way, it's x divided by negative 4 is greater than negative 30. Same steps. Lock up the variable. Draw the line. Okay, so what are you going to do? How are you going to get this x by itself, this variable by itself? Well, remember, a fraction is division. It's being divided by negative 4. So how do you undo division of negative 4? You times by negative 4. Times both sides by negative 4. I'm going to have to put that up in the air because I didn't leave enough space. Well, negative 4 times negative 30 should be 120, but let's check it. Negative 4 times negative 30 is 120. Now, negative 4 times negative 4. Oh my goodness. Did I just say that? That was wrong. This negative 4 is in the numerator and this negative 4 is in the denominator. So those are going to cancel out because that's technically negative 4 divided by negative 4. So it goes away. That's why we multiplied, because it undid that division. So that just leaves us with x. But what is so crucial with inequalities? Do you guys remember the rule? Okay, I'm going to write it in red like I always do because this is so important. When you multiply or divide, when you multiply or divide by a negative number, so we multiplied both sides by negative 4. You have to flip the sign. You have to flip the sign. So, it used to be a less than sign. We need to make it a greater than sign, or else it is wrong. So the answer is 120 is greater than x, or x, so the same as x, the small side is facing the x, is less than 120. Number 3. So this is the most important rule ever for inequalities. All right, number 3. 4x plus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 65. Okay, so try this one on your own. Pause the video and try this one. Lock up the variable. Draw the line. Okay, now what? Combine like terms. Well, that's not it. I need to get this 3 over to the right. Do the opposite. Subtract 3. Subtract 3. That cancels out. So I just have 4x. Now, I didn't multiply or divide by a negative, so the sign stays the same. Negative 65 minus 3, negative 68. Okay? Divide by 4, divide by 4. Didn't multiply or divide by a negative, so the sign stays the same. 4 divided by 4 is 1. That leaves us with 1x. We're lazy. We don't write the 1. We just write x. Negative 68 divided by 4. Well, negative divided by a positive is a negative. Okay, and then you can long divide. So 68 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 one time. 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times with no remainder. So x is greater than or equal to negative 17. So put it on the number line. Negative 17, and I just do 2 in each direction. A lot of people mess up when it's negatives. Remember, negative 16 is over here because we're getting bigger. Negative 18, negative 19. Is it an open or a closed circle? Well, the line's underneath it, so it's including negative 17. It's inclusive. The values are greater than or equal to negative 17, so we're going to the right. Okay, I want to do 2 more examples. So let's do number 4. Nine minus 4d is less than negative 3. Draw the line and box it up. So these are all the same methods, guys. It's just practice. All right, so what is next? Combine like terms. Okay, so how are we going to get this 9 over there? Subtract it from both sides. Minus 9, minus 9. Now, guys, you have to know that that minus sign is also a negative. So we are not just left with 4d on the side. It's a negative 4d. You have to bring down that negative. Okay, did we divide or multiply by a negative? No, all we did was subtract 9. So the sign stays the same. Negative 3 minus 9. Okay, that's negative 12. Do we have the variable by itself yet? No. So negative 4 times d. It's being multiplied. They're touching. They're married. So we have to undo it with division. Divide by the coefficient. Divide by negative. Negative 4. We're dividing by a negative. Ding, 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 ding. When we divide by a negative, we flip or reverse the sign. Leaves us with 1d, so we just write d. We're lazy, we don't write the 1. Negative 12 divided by negative 4. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So d is greater than 3. So we got 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Open our closed circle. Well, there's not a line underneath it, so it's exclusive. It's not including 3. So open circle. D, the values of D are greater than 3. Well, where are the numbers greater than 3? To the right. Okay, we're going to do one more. This one is a bit challenging, but that's okay. Number 5. Actually, it's not that challenging. It really isn't. Negative 7 times 7y plus 3 is greater than negative 413. So, this is the same kind of problem that we were ending our equations video with. You can either divide both sides by negative 7, or you can distribute that negative 7 throughout first. Either way is fine. Which way do we want to do? Honestly, I don't know which way Miss Bloomdahl teaches more. They're both right. We're going to divide. This negative 7 is being multiplied by both, so we're going to divide both sides by negative 7. Negative 7 divided by negative 7, it goes away. Divide by negative 7. Now, just so you know, if you decided to distribute that throughout and get negative 49y minus 21 is greater than negative 413, you would still end up with the same answer if you solved it correctly. So bring down the 7y plus 3. Negative 413 divided by negative 7. Well, negative divided by negative is positive. 413 divided by 7. 7 goes into 41 how many times? 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 41 minus 35 is 6. Bring down the 3. How many times does 7 go into 63? 9 times. 9 times 7 is 63. 0. So we have a 59 left. Now, ding, 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 we divided by a negative. We divided by a negative. Flip the sign. And now it's just a friendly two-step equation. Not scary at all. Combine like terms, so we have to subtract 3 from both sides. And that leaves us with 7y is less than, what's 59 minus 3? 56. 7y, they're touching, they're married, so we have to divide. Divide both sides by 7. Y is less than 56 divided by 7 is 8. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The problems on Khan Academy won't have this in it. I just wanted to make sure you guys saw some problems with it. So try to graph it on the number line. Is it going to be open or closed circle? Open, because it doesn't have a line underneath it, so it's not including 8. It's excluding 8. It's exclusive. The values of y are less than 8. Less than to the left. It looks like an arrow going to the left, or you can know the values are smaller than 8.